cool.
Good.
All right. So we'll just kick it off with some questions here. Descent and Depravity, your latest release. What's the overall theme of it?
There's not a overall theme. It's just we take songs on a song by song basis, and just come up with concepts for each song. Like our first song is about betrayal. Somebody just backstabbing you and whatnot, and we got Shepherd's Commandment. It's like about the media, controlling us, dictating what we see, and so we got some brutal stuff, serial killer type stuff, so we try to mix it up, and keep it interesting, and try to put some, current events in it and stuff like that, along with just traditional brutality and stuff. And
so your song's its own, it's not concept or necessarily.
There's no, we don't do the King Diamond thing, like doing like overall, concept of the record, is this or that. We don't really do that. We just like to keep it brutal and do our thing,
Awesome. For your live shows, will it just be y'all three, or is there going to be another rhythm guitarist as on Shepherd's Commandment, or?
We've been a three-piece now for about 2 years. Mike Kimball decided to leave, just quit, and we just couldn't really find the right guy to fill his shoes, and honestly, it's made things a little more easier just with, less people, less problems.
Has the writing dynamic changed at all?
Not really, it's from the beginning, it's pretty much been my baby as far as writing the songs and stuff. Sean wrote 2 of the songs in the latest record. I don't write it all, but so it's pretty much the same. Like the same. But now there's more technology we use, like with Pro Tools. We use drums from hell to get basic demos together, and so back in the day we just had a cassette recorder, and you would
4-track Fostex,
just like get down your primitive, your beats and your riffs together. But now use a little more technology in our writing.
Do y'all do any writing on the bus while you're on the road, or
not so much? There's times when you just all of a sudden kind of think of a riff, and then either I'll tab it out, or like I'll use my cell phone and I'll just hum it, or just play the riff into the cell phone. Just keep the idea, and or I got some recording software on my laptop if I really want to do it the right way. But it's mainly at home though. The writing is done at home.
Do y'all basically just tear through it when y'all writing the songs, or do y'all develop a song and finish it all the way through, or do they
it's kind of like piecework, we do a little bit here and there, like some songs, come all out, in one shot, just bam, you get an idea and just kind of roll with it. But other times it's like piecework, you write a few riffs, leave it alone, then come up with a couple riffs later on. Oh, this will work together with this, and you kind of compile it together and shit.
Come through.
But
do you use any backing tracks for playing live or anything? Or?
No, we were talking about that. Like, since we don't have a second guitarist, I mean, some bands they go with the route of like having a click track. Play to a click, and you have a rhythm that will follow, the click, and if the drummer and everybody else locks in with that click, in theory it'll all be tight. But we were kind of apprehensive about going down that road because, it's iffy. You have to get the inner-ear monitors and do it all right. But for our stuff, we can get away with just one guitarist live because we don't have a lot of guitar solos. There's not too many harmony parts. When from front of house, we do some harmony, like third pitch harmonies, and a couple parts here and there, but
keep it together fine.
It kind of works for us right now. So.
Cool. How has the band continued to stay uniquely heavy? Unlike a lot of carbon copies out there trying to sound like the big names in death metal, how have you kept your...
You know, it's just, I guess, if you start something or you develop your own style and you just kind of stay with it, you know, and, you know, if other people, if they're trying to copy your sound, it's going to sound pretty obvious, kind of, you know, ripped off, whatever, but the originators of whatever you do, you know, you can always tell the pioneers, you know, you know, like Cannibal Corpse are always going to sound like Cannibal Corpse. They got, you know, Deicide, same thing, you know, like, once you develop your sound, you just kind of keep going with it.
What's one of your biggest influences as far as writing? Is it other bands, or is it life experiences, or what's your pull? What's your biggest pull for your?
Well, you know, I'm not really the lyric guy. I'm more the music guy. But I don't know. Like, that's just my inspirations are from, like, you know, all the bands I guess I grew up with. You know, from the early days of like Van Halen and Ted Nugent, the classic rock shit that I liked, that really got me into guitar to begin with, and then later on all the metal shit. You know, and I don't know, just you just kind of do it. I don't know, it's just weird once I don't know, just, you know, there's no rhyme or reason sometimes. It just happens. You know?
Do you keep up with like the latest bands? Do you try to keep up with the latest bands?
Not so good anymore. I used to, man. When I was in my 20s, I was a little more in tune with what was going on in the scene. I mean, I catch things, you know, like we tour with a lot of bands. We've been on the road a lot, so you know, a lot of the bands that trigger the bloodshed. You know, kind of some cool bands, you know, here and there. You know, Obscura, and you know, I like the Annotations.
So, who or what's been the biggest music influence
for Dying Fetus? I mean, you know, I'd have to say it's a combination of all the early Florida death metal bands, early '90s, the Deicides, a lot of Suffocation, man. We'll say they, you know, early Cannibal Corpse, Butchered at Birth, you know, Old Broken Hope, Baphomet, some hardcore stuff, you know, Agnostic Front, you know, that kind of stuff that makes you want to move. You know, that's what I've always been into, like, you know, as a fan, you know, stuff that gets my blood going. I'm ready to go out and fucking mosh or whatever. That's what I've tried to bring out in our music, you know. So,
y'all done a damn good job at it too.
Thanks, man.
How's the jacked up economy had any effect on the band at all, or on your shows, or attendance, or sales?
It does actually. You know, merch is, you know, it's not as good as it used to be. You know, honestly. You know, it's the attendance isn't so good. You know, I mean, in some areas, you know, it's money's tight. You know, it's
all around.
So it's affecting everybody, not just us. You know, every band out there, all the media. You know. It's
cool. And what's the best part of being part of Relapse, or your involvement with Relapse Records? Like, what's some takeaways, or what are some good points that you've gotten out of it?
We've built a good working relationship with Relapse. You know, and that's why we re-signed with them. We did our first 3 albums, and then we signed for 2 more, which was Descend, and we got 1 more to release with them. I mean, just they've never done us wrong, so it was like, might as well stick with them, you know. Like Gordon over there, we've always been supportive of the band. We've worked well, you know, with business and promotion. They've always promoted the album. They've got us to interviews, you know, when the albums come out, you know, and you know, as far as I see, they've done their job. So